It's Ashley and Maya, and of course, I'm here at the premiere of Grief, the short film. And I have another one of the actors here on the red carpet with me, Mr. Rodney. So tell me a little bit about your character and what they're going to bring to this production.
A lot of emotion,
A lot of emotion.
is what I'll say. I think in this scene, the character is dealt with having to face the death of his father, and I think there's some estrangement or whatever feelings kind of come to mind in dealing with that. And I think really just having to deal with the reality of dealing with that situation. So it's real at that point.
Yeah. So tell me this, did you have to like tap into maybe one of your personal stories to be able to fulfill your role, or are you able to cry on cue?
Yeah, so the story itself is a little touching. So my sons who I brought with me, that's actually what I tapped into. So
Wow.
I've been divorced for a few years now. I don't mind, whatever. But there were those first couple years, they were still young, like 2 years old. I wasn't able to see them.
Wow.
So I was having to go to the daycare right before work to try and get a few minutes in.
Wow.
And so what I tapped into to really bring that emotion out, I remember Eli had told me, like, Daddy, I'm ready to go home. And I was like, oh, Mommy's going to come a little bit later on to come get you. And he was like, no, Dad, I want to come home with you. But at that time, I had no place to take him. So it really just hit. So anytime, like, I really need to get into that, like, that's emotional, my sons, they're my everything. So
wow, yeah. That is, and I think that's one thing that I love when I talk to actors, having to tap in, the things that they have to kind of think about to make them really, present themselves and perform. So with this whole film, what do you think people are going to get the most? What do you think they're going to cling to the most with the message?
I mean, I wish I could point out one specific area. I think ultimately there is no right way to grieve.
Yeah.
There are plenty of different situations that are presented. I think ultimately it's okay to grieve. It's okay if it takes you forever, if you never get over it.
Yeah.
Grief is not something that you can put okay, it's been 2 months and you can be done with it. So I think it really kind of just brings light to that.
Amazing. Well, Rodney, thank you so much for joining me here on the red carpet. I'm excited to see you on the screens and see what you bring.
Thank you.
But now it's time for you to go see the fruit of your works, okay? So have fun and enjoy the show.
Thank you.
Okay.